everybody, big announcement today. We are introducing the Mega Orgone Orb. This is something we've been working on for years and we're excited to show it to you today. I'll talk a bit about the device itself, I'll get right into it, and then I'll share some of the background. As you can see, the device has an aluminum shell. It is full of orgonite and high-powered electromagnetic components. This has been developed by our team at orgonegenerator.com over the last several years with some engineering partners and things like that. We believe this to be the next evolution of the Orgone Generator. So aluminum shell to protect the orgone generating components. There's orgonite all within the sphere and the orb, except for this compartment, which I'll show you in just a second. LED lights that sync with the electromagnetic components, a digital control panel with some features you'll really like, and this device is 33 centimeters in diameter. It's about 33 pounds. Looks about the size of a basketball. Aluminum gets a bad rap with orgonite, but keep in mind the aluminum shell is just the shell. The orgone generating components inside, still the super orgonite with iron powder, epoxy, and then the proprietary electromagnetic components. There's equivalent of 120 orgone generators built into this device. There's 10 generator clusters, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, and 2 on the bottom. The electromagnetic components are stronger and more in number than even the ATG-12. So this is the first device in a series of new Orgone Orbs. This is the Mega Orgone Orb. So this would be similar to an ATG-12, though quite a bit stronger, we believe. Also, this one will retail for $33,000. It's on our website now, about a 60-day lead time. We understand this kind of device is not for everybody. It's for a few select ultra enthusiasts. It is available now, and I'll show you a more economical Orgone Orb in just a second. Firstly, a disclaimer, this is all theoretical and experimental. Orgone has not been recognized by modern science and is not recognized currently, though we hope one day it will be. And these devices are for experimentation only, for research, for hobbyists and enthusiasts. And what we talk about on the channel in regards to using devices is for entertainment purposes only. Let me show you the device. I think there's some things a lot of you will really like. This is the orb compartment. We believe there to be the highest concentration of orgone within this compartment for your structural links, for your manifestations. I had about 50 manifestations in here before filming this video. If you've been following our channel, you know that Dave and I really like the written manifestations. So this device is oriented around using either written manifestations or the orb.space software. It is not a radionics device. Those of you who like radionics and you have a radionics device, you can simply link the output of the Orgone Orb to your current radionics device and use the dials with the output of the Orgone Orb for your manifestations. There's a metal compartment here that's magnetic, so you can place your structural link pyramid linked to a grid of pyramids around your house or office. You can place one of your 2 pendants from your pendant pair that are structurally linked together. You can put this here, carry the other one with you. Written manifestations, that's easily done. A structural link card for use with your software. You know, we have our new software, orb.space. We'll post more videos on that soon. Or you can use any of the other manifestation softwares and structurally link your Orgone Orb. Part of a crystal here. The other half is in my office. There's a structural link. This is magnetic as well. And then you can see into the compartment. There's also LED lights on the bottom that are synced with the electromagnetic components on the bottom of the device. The 24 generators here, or the 2 generator clusters, we can call them. There's a fan with a hole here. Cool air blows through the device, comes out the vents to keep the device cool because there is so much electricity running through the device. You can also use a key card, like so. We have our Spanish key card, balance and harmony here. And similar to the Wells Orgone generators, we believe the orgone emanates from the device itself with a concentration here on your structural links. So some people may just enjoy having this in their home for the good vibes. Now, probably the coolest part and feature of this device, and you'll notice that we included some things that many people have asked for over the years. Many people have given us feedback on the Welch generators about the desire for a precise frequency. So that's something we've included here. This is made by the OrgoneGenerator.com team. This is not made by the Wells family like the other generators. It is, of course, inspired by Carl Wells, the inventor, who taught me for many years, and it does use the same core functioning principles. All right, I'm going to zoom in here on the settings. So through this control panel with the digital display, you can select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each of these 5 generator clusters has 24 generators. So you can control them all at the same time or individually. Let's dial in this generator cluster closest to us. First thing we're going to do, and this has been a hot topic, you can set the frequency from 0.1 to 999.9 hertz. You can set it precisely and it will stay at exactly that frequency indefinitely. So I have it set on 3.3 hertz. Moving on, you can set the color of the device using the full color wheel. We found that colors are a very useful and effective trend, structural link, and believe that people can get a lot of benefit from using and dialing in unique colors for each of the generator clusters. Of course, I tend to like the blue and the purple, so I'll leave it there. You see you have a full range of color options here. Next, the brightness. I like the max brightness. My wife thinks it's a bit of a strobe light, so you can also set it to a lower brightness, and you can turn the light off entirely if you like while leaving the generator running. So here are the 4 light settings. You can sync the lights to mirror the flow of the electromagnetic components inside. You can set the lights to be solid. You can set them to pulse at the hertz frequency but not move in sync, or you can turn the lights off while leaving the Orgone generator clusters running. I'll put them back on sync here. Now, this is something I'm going to talk more about in a later video. This is the introduction video. You can change the polarity, the rotation, and the orientation of the generator clusters inside. So this is a cool tool to experiment with that we do believe changes the feel of the orgone produced. It'll make more sense when we go into more detail. I'll give you the brief overview. This is 2 sets of generators, one rotating clockwise, one counterclockwise, one north polarity, one south polarity, starting at the same, it's like 6 p.m. if we were looking from a bird's eye view. Both with north polarity, both rotating counterclockwise. Both north polarity, one rotating counterclockwise, one clockwise, starting from the same position. Here they are, north, north, starting from opposite positions, 9 and 3, one rotating clockwise, one counterclockwise. You can see the lights change to reflect the flow of the electromagnetic components inside. So pretty cool feature there that will be useful and come in handy. And then you can save the settings here. To make a lifelong pursuit short, I met Carl Hans Wells in 2010. I was introduced to the Orgone Generators by a traveling group of vocal tonalists. A very interesting story that would take me 20-30 minutes to tell in detail. And I have told that story on our school group, skool.com/Orgone. We're sharing advanced techniques, and we will also be sharing structural links to the Orgone Orb with everyone on the school to test it out, to the Mega Orgone Orb. When that group invited me to their gathering and the energy in the room changed my life, one of the individuals leading the vocal toning ceremony, I guess you could call it, pulled a Rad 2400 out of a case. And when he turned it on, I had a thought to myself. He explained some about the device as he was turning it on, and I thought, I always knew there was some technology like this in the world that is far outside of most people's consciousness. Shortly after, I met Carl Wells at an expo in my hometown in 2010, and I began working with him semi-regularly. And in 2015, I became a distributor for Carl, and several years later became the top distributor of Orgone Generators. A couple of years into distributing for Carl, Carl shared a couple key things with me that I'd like to share with you now. He told me how the Orgone Generators work, and that's not my secret to share, though it made perfect sense fitting with the theories of Wilhelm Reich and, of course, the theories of Carl's. Carl did originally invent the Orgone Generator in 1991, and then he invented Orgonite in 1992. I encourage everybody to read the full timeline and history of Carl inventing the Orgone Generator on welz.us. That's a site now owned and operated by Carl's daughter, who's a good friend of mine, and she also has her own software and still distributes Carl's Orgone Generators. Of course, we will still distribute Carl's Orgone Generators, as I think they're one of the most significant technological breakthroughs in the last 100 years. I'd like to say everybody's talking about AI. Well, a lot of what people are talking about is really a language model. Now, it's my belief that Orgone as life force, which cultures since the beginning of time have believed in, though they didn't all call it Orgone. In fact, no one called it Orgone until Wilhelm Reich did, about 100 years ago. But Orgone, I believe, has innate intelligence. And some of the things I've seen Carl work on in the past and experiments, I think what's possible with Orgone is like things out of a science fiction movie. I think eventually science will recognize it, and I think that Orgone is closer to what they claim AI to be than these language models they're pushing on us. Another interesting thing Carl shared is that he hoped one day his generators would be obsolete. Now, I think we're a long ways away from this happening. However, that inspired me to, if and when I could, develop an advancement in the technology. In fact, Carl and I talked about often how so many people ripped off his Orgonite, and some good people actually pursue it and sell it and things like that, and nothing against those people. But we've both found it interesting that very few people tried to actually pursue the orgone generating or the orgone generating technologies. They mostly focused on the orgonite, which is an orgone accumulator condensed, and those people mostly focused on selling it, not on improving it. The invention of the orgone generator by Carl Wells was so significant and is still so significant because it's the first device that we believe generates orgone rather than just accumulating it. Now, a smart aleck once commented that energy cannot be created or destroyed, so technically it converts electricity into orgone, not that it creates orgone from nothing. Of course, we believe that all plants, humans, animals have innate life force energy, that there's life force all around us. The benefit of this technology for me is to be able to have a consistent orgone output that I can direct towards whatsoever means I desire. So we took a lot of feedback over the years and also made some improvements using the same core functioning principles as Carl's generators. The Welch generators are something that I still use every day, that we plan and hope to continue offering to the public for as long as I'm alive. We do believe we've made some improvements. That's not to say anything against the Welch generators, which are of course why we're all here. This is the top of the line device. As many of you know, the ATG-12 retired when Carl passed. So there's some people out there that are really looking for the top of the line, super duper mega orgone generating device, which we believe is what we've created here. On orgonegenerator.com, this device is available. Due to the high amount of engineering and components, it will take 60 days and be built to order. We will be offering smaller units, and we'll share those with you as they come out. I'll give you a sneak preview here, and then we'll do another video. This is the Orb 5, and this unit will retail for about $5,500. Quite a bit smaller and not as many controls, but a very powerful and awesome looking device in its own right. Stay tuned for the Orb 5 video for more videos on the orb.space software and on the Orgone Orbs. Join us in the school to learn more, to enjoy live streams with us and other Orgone Generator users. skool.com/Orgone. We will also be sharing structural links to the Mega Orgone Orb for everybody to test out. Thanks for being here with us, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.